as a proud father, how do you feel, Coach, about where he is headed to the Super Bowl, and it all started with you?
It's truly a blessing. And what I tell people, I'm happy for him because I know how hard he worked. I know how diligent he was at his craft, and so for him to reap the benefits of the rewards right now with his teammates is just a blessing from God first and foremost. And so me and his mother are just happy to, we're happy to just pull the family along for the ride.
Coach, let me ask you something, man. As it relates to Jalen, watching him go through some of the challenges that he had at Alabama and Oklahoma, just take me back to that for a second, because Key was talking about yesterday how at first it was like, hey, look, you committed to something, you're going to stay a part of it until it's time for you to go somewhere. Talk about that commitment to the process that I think a lot of kids these days, we live in an era where if it's hard, people just quit. They're out. We see that with retention rates of companies, things of that sort. What goes into how you have spoken to your son about how to stick through the tough times and how to learn and extract the lessons from those experiences?
I'll say first, as a coach, we've always told kids, when it gets tough and, you want to quit, it's like, okay, that becomes something that's easy to do in life. So you got to learn how to stick out certain things. In his situation, it was everyone knows, he left Alabama. And, the thing that I tell people, he didn't leave Alabama because he wasn't playing. He left Alabama because he was used to playing. And so, and there's a difference in there, and I think you guys, can understand what I'm saying. But it's just a deal where you have to go out and God puts different things in your path. He has been prepared for a journey for a long time. I don't know what the journey was, but he just getting prepared for it. And then once you get to it, then you realize, okay, we've talked about these things, unknowing that we were talking about it in a football sense or things that keep you going in football, but, it just happened to be what it was. So it's, him going through it was just something that, and I used to always tell him, this is something you're going through, not stuck in, so when you come out of it, you're usually a little stronger. And so that's kind of what he's done.
How much, Coach, do you talk to him in the off season about working on the little things to get better? Because during the season, you got your own thing, and he has coaches that have paid a lot of money to coach him. So I know you as a coach knows not to get in way of that. But in the off season, how much are you working with him on certain things, film study, mechanics, things of that nature?
Real talk, they make a whole lot more money than I do the coaching. So I let them handle that. The work ethic is already there.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he needs to do. And he does a really, really good job of, he'll sit down and, he'll talk to people and, hey, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on that. And, he's very diligent about it. The person that you see, that's him. He is, when it comes to football, he's not going to let a lot of things get involved that would deter him from what he wants. And so as for me, I don't have to tell him to go do something. I've never done that. It's kind of like, you figure it out. Not figure it out, but he understands, okay, I need to work on this. Last year's deal was he needs to tie his arms to his feet. So, he went and worked on it. And so, now you come back, and I agree with what you said, Key, earlier. The thing is the kid could throw a football. I don't think you get to go to Alabama if you can't throw. And having coached him, I've seen him make those throws. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, okay, you got to get to a point where you're comfortable, and you go take care of your business. But, I'm a big believer in when it slows down from the neck up, everything else speeds up. And for that to happen, you got to have the consistency in the same system. And this is the first year he's been in the same system for more than 1 year with the same person in his ear, really. And so that was, one of the biggest differences is that, you're coming back and you're not you're not learning a new playbook. You're coming back going over things you learned last year and adding on. So that's the big blessing.
Talking to Averion Hurts, that's Jalen Hurts' father. Coach, it's funny because I was thinking I could see from the play calling early in the Giants game, wait a minute, he's not 100%. Oh, my Giants have a chance. And then it was like by the second play of the game when he completed that pass down the field, he's just got so many ways to beat you. And then I started thinking, what is Jalen Hurts' best attribute? And I started going back and forth. It's hard to say, but I think I settled on something you mentioned, the work ethic, because he has made improvements every step of the way. What would you say your son's best attribute is as a quarterback?
I mean, I'd say his mental capacity. And I say that from the standpoint that, in a 6-year period, he had 7, offensive coordinators. He's learned multiple offenses each year. At Bama, when it changed, it didn't change a lot. Coach Saban kept the verbiage the same so he could understand what was going on. But each coordinator brought in different stuff. And so then when you leave that and you go to OU with Coach Riley, well, Lincoln's, that was a whole different animal. And so, but he was able to learn it and he performed well in them.
Yes.
And so now you get into the league, you got Coach Peterson the first year. So you're going through that. Then you turn now, you got Coach Sirianni in. And so, but each year, he performed well. Maybe not, he wasn't beating the world down all the time with it. But he performed well enough to be there, and so I think that I guess this year, he kind of answered all those questions on if he could play or not.
Hey, Coach, over your left shoulder, man, you got to play up on that chalkboard. Is that effective? Is that play really effective, man? What is that? I'm sitting here. It looked like all go to me. That's what it looked like. It looked like 4 verts, but I don't know.
Pretty much, you sneak Z out there late, so everybody done cleared it out for him. Supposed to.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.